Have you ever looked through every single Pokemon card of every single Pokemon in Generation 2? Well, I did. And in today's video, I'm going to be telling you every single one of my favorite Pokemon card from the Generation 2 Pokemon. Now this is going to be split into two parts, part 1 and part 2, because there's about 100 Pokemon, so I'll be doing about 50 in each of them, so make sure to stay tuned for part 2. And I have decided to go in order of the different generations as well, because after I did Kanto, I put a little poll up on my Instagram and on my YouTube, basically just saying, would you guys be interested in me carrying on this little series? And the majority of people said yes, go in order, so that is what I'm doing. So, welcome to Generation 2. So of course we have to start with the beautiful Chikorita. That is the grass starter of the region. And this card, it was quite hard to pick one, I can't lie. And this was quite unique, but I do really like it. It's from Expedition in 2002. Again, like I said in the last one as well, sorry if I butcher any Japanese names, I'm trying my best, I promise. This beautiful card was illustrated by Tanaka and it was last sold for £4.68. Very precise on this one. Then we have Bayleaf, and I think Bayleaf is like everyone's favourite in the line. I feel like it's just, I love Meganium. I feel like Meganium gets so much hate, but I love Meganium. Anyways, this beautiful card right here is from Dragon Frontiers in 2006. This is illustrated by Himeno and last sold for £5.92. Again, very specific. Then we have Meganium, the final evolution of the line. Obviously, this line is also going to be in the brand new Legend ZA game as well, so fingers crossed on a new Mega, of course. But this really cool card right here. Again, if I'm looking down, it's because I'm looking at the card because I'm appreciating it, of course. And it took me so long to go through all these that sometimes I forget what they look like without having a picture in front of me. But this is from this is a Heart Gold Soul Silver promo card in 2010. This is illustrated by Hotta and last sold for £8. Then we have my personal favourite starter of the region. We have the beautiful Cyndaquil, and this was really hard to pick one because it was basically a competition of what card's the cutest, I guess. But this one here, oh, I love it. And the art style is really unique on it as well. But from Neo Genensis in 2000, so throwing it right back. This is illustrated by Yoshida and last sold for £1.57. Then we are going the complete opposite direction, going very modern for Quilava, and we're going for Heatwave Arena. This card, I just love it. I like the autumnal sort of leaves matching the fire. It's just really cool. I love it. Obviously coming out in 2025. This is illustrated by Gunjima and last sold for £1. It's a common card. Here we go, the trend's happening again. Then we have Typhlosion, and we're sticking with Heatwave Arena in 2025 for this one because boy, look at this card. It is so cool. I love it. This is illustrated by Ghidorah and last sold for £25. Also, I do also want to just say here that I did say in my last video as well, I'm sticking to like the region that they're from, so I'm not going to do a Hisui and Typhlosion because I'm trying to stick to like, you know, the actual, when it was made, when the Pokemon was made. Then we have most people's favourite starter of the region. We have Totodile, again another one coming in Legend ZA, so very excited to see what we could possibly get for a Mega or anything like that as well. But this one is from a McDonald's promo in 2002. This is illustrated by Kusajima and last sold for £16.95. I don't know why, but a lot of my picks from the first one and a few in this one as well are that McDonald's promo in 2002, so I don't know why I like their artwork apparently. Then we have Croconaw, and the trend is starting. There are definitely a few of these popping up that are going to be in the video, but this one is from Dragon Frontiers in 2006. And the trend that I'm talking about is Yukimori. I do love Yukimori's work with the clay. And like I said, it just suits certain Pokemon, and because he's so like round, I don't know, it's so cute, it just suits him. But this last sold for £2.21. Then for Feraligatr, I ended up going with this really cool Feraligatr card. Again, sometimes I change my mind on what I'm going for, but like this one, the holo, it looks so cool on this one. Honestly, and the border matching it as well, it just looks really cool. So I absolutely love this one from Heart Gold Soul Silver in 2010. This is illustrated by Kanetsuma, I think we're going to try and pronounce it like that, and last sold for £26. Now we are moving away from the starters and going into the other Pokemon, and we're starting off with Sentret, which the more I look at Sentret, I love you. Like, it's just so cute. I love it, honestly. It's so cute. Again, another competition of like what card is the cutest. And this one, I don't know, it just did something for me. But the other ones, all the other ones are super cute as well. So it was a hard pick. But this, again, super modern. We're going with Journey Together here, obviously 2025. This is illustrated by Kayama and last sold, of course, for £1. It's a common card. We know the drill. Now, I'm not as big on Furret, but it is still a cute Pokemon, especially this card with the two of them like that, like in the field. Ah, so cute. From Acropolis in 2003. This is illustrated by Nishida and last sold for £13, which is actually a bit more pricey than I thought it would be, to be fair. Then we have Hoot Hoot, and I'm not a huge Hoot Hoot fan, to be fair. That's kind of ironic, isn't it? Like, Hoot Hoot, you like celebrating. Ah. Let's just ignore that. This is from Unified Minds in 2019. I'm very scared I'm probably going to butcher this one, but this is by Tsutsui? I'm very sorry if I butcher that one. With last sold of £1. Also, like, the main reason why I picked this one is because there's Zapdos in it. And I like Zapdos, so yeah. Then we have Knocked Out, and don't get me wrong, there are so many really cool Knocked Out cards, especially the vintage ones. But I remember when I first pulled this card from Stellar Crown in 2024, I was so obsessed with the holo, like, because the way that the wing, like the rainbow sort of you can see on the wings, that is the holo, and it looks so cool. So I had to pick this one. This is illustrated by Matador, and of course, £1. Then we have Ladybird, which comes from Chilling Reign, coming out in 2021. Illustrated by Kimura and was last sold for £1 here. Then we have Ledian, and this is actually light Ledian, despite the fact that the picture's rather dark. But it came out in 2002 through Neo Destiny. Komiya was the illustrator of this card and last sold for £8. Right, now I hate spiders, I hate bugs, so Spinarak is not a love of mine, but I had to pick one, and so I ended up going with this one, which is like, there you go, I had to pick one, but it's from Darkness Ablaze in 2020. This is illustrated by Umemoto and last sold for £1. There seems to be a lot of £1 at the moment. Then we have Ariados, and again, it's just a bigger red spider, so not a huge fan, not many that I picked between, not many that I liked to pick between, but this one here is a pretty cool trainer gallery card from Brilliant Stars in 2022. Now this name I am 100% going to butcher, so I am very sorry, and I'm going to try and read it to help, but it's going to go wrong. It was illustrated by Shiburingaru. I know that is like, normally I try and make it sound a bit more, you know, Japanesey, and I just did that with the most British accent ever because I don't know, and I'm very sorry. But the last sold was £2. Let's move on. Then we have Crobat, which is, I mean, in my opinion, the best evolution of the line. I don't like Zubat, don't like Golbat, but Crobat's pretty cool. And this card, again, but I say that, but there weren't many cards I really liked. I liked the Pokemon, but there weren't many cards I really liked of this one. But I thought this one's really cool with them all, like, you know, hanging upside down and everything like that. So I ended up going with this one from Skyridge in 2003. This is illustrated by Masagor and last sold for £29. So again, it's pretty pricey. Then we have Chinchou from Boundaries Crossed in 2012. This is illustrated by Ken Sugimori, the first one of the episode for some reason, and it was last sold for £1. Then we have this Lantern card, which I think the artwork is super unique on this one. Absolutely love this one. So ended up going with this one from Hidden Legends in 2004. Illustrated by Kusube and last sold for £1.75. So not exactly a big one there. Then we move on to Pichu, which again was a big slog. Not quite as bad as Pikachu, but Pichu was a big slog to try and like go through all of them and like make sure I'm picking my favorite one. So again, it may be different if I went through again on a different day, but I ended up going with this really cute one here, this E-Series promo card from 2001, and it's actually like Pichu Bros is like the actual name of it. You can see it's a bit longer, so it's a really cool card. It's really unique. Again, sorry if I butcher this one, but this is illustrated by Ichishi, I'm gonna say, and it was last sold for £34. Now, am I kind of cheating on this one? No, it's my video, I can do what I want. I ended up going with this. This is just for Cleffa, because obviously the next three are Cleffa, Igglybuff, and Togepi. So if I was being very cheeky, then I could put all three of them in one card because I freaking love this card. It is so nice. I really want to have it one day with all the different Pokeballs and different berries and everything like that all together. I love this card. It's so nice. But I did just exclusively choose this one for Cleffa, and I chose other ones for the other two because I was like, I have to throw this into one of them at least. But this is obviously from Cosmic Eclipse in 2019. This is illustrated by Arita and last sold for £148. Then we have Igglybuff, and this is a really cute one of just like by the water. It's just a cute card from Skyridge in 2003. Illustrated by Fukuyama and last sold for £5. Then we have Togepi, and of course, bringing it back, like I said, it suits the Pokemon. It's a little round guy. We're going to be going with this beautiful one here from Neo Destiny in 2002. Not that I really say the illustrated by now, but this is illustrated or created by Yukamori, and the last sold was £7. Then we have Togetic, and again, I actually really like this line. I mean, Togekiss is my favorite out of all of them, but so it was quite hard to choose, but I ended up going with this light Togetic actually, again, from Neo Destiny in 2002. I think it just shows off the whole Pokemon really well. Like sometimes in cards, I'm like not a huge fan of the Pokemon, so I don't mind if it's like covering up half of it or something like that, but I think it just shows it off really well, and the expression on the face is really cute. So yeah, absolutely love this one by Kimura, and last sold for £29. Then we have Natu, and I had such a brain fart when I was making this. I was like, I swear Natu is Gen 1. I was like what? No. And I was like, oh, okay. Maybe I'm wrong. But when I was making it, bearing in mind I've been doing this for many hours by this point, I was delirious and I was thinking, I swear this is Gen 1, but it wasn't. Don't worry, I did soon realise it wasn't. But this card here is from Sandstorm in 2003. Illustrated by Saito and last sold for £1. Then we have Xatu, and I ended up going with this another very modern one from Paradox Rift in 2023. Illustrated by Kayama, and again, it's a common card, so it goes for £1. Then we have Mareep, and I'm not normally like a big Mareep fan, I don't know, hype woman, but I don't know, when I was looking at all these cards, I was like, wow, there's actually a lot of really cute cards. Like the vintage ones are really cute as well, but I did end up going with my beloved Crown Zenith on this one because I'm sorry, the Galarian Gallery is just too good. So yeah, obviously coming out in 2023. This is illustrated by Saito and last sold for £5. Then we have this Flaffy card, and I'm sorry, it is so cool. Imagine if this was an IR. Like, I'm sorry, it's so cool. The way that it's like, wool is kind of becoming electrified. It looks so cool. It's such a cool one, honestly. But it's from Evolving Skies in 2021. Illustrated by Okacheki and last sold for £1. Then we move on to Ampharos, which again, there were a lot of really cool cards in this one. But I ended up going with this one because I feel like it's just, I don't know, it's really cool. I just think that the way that it comes out of the card with the city and everything like that, like electrifying, it's got like a bit of a story behind it sort of thing. It's just a really cool card from Team Up in 2019. This is illustrated by 5-Band Graphics, and it was last sold for £4.50. Then we go on to Blossom, and again, this was one that's like, I love Blossom as a Pokemon, but I couldn't really find that many cards that I really liked that showed the Pokemon off really well. But this one, I feel like it's really cool, and the holo is really cool on this one as well. So I had to go with the OG Neo Genensis in 2000. This is illustrated by Nishida and last sold for £19.50. Again, another kind of tricky one for me. It took me a while to try and pick one from Mario. I don't know why, nothing was really grabbing me. Like, I mean, obviously we have the IR and I was quite close to picking that one, but I ended up going with this one here, which is a bit, I don't know why. I think it's just because he looks cute, like the way he's jumping forward. I don't even know why, but it's really cute. From Lost Thunder in 2018. Illustrated by Ken Sugimori and last sold for £1. I think you can really tell this is a Sugimori artwork. Then we have Azumarill, and I'm really happy with my pick on this one, I can't lie. Like the fact that it has a holo effect, but it's on like a really cartoony background and artwork of the actual Pokemon itself. I don't know, it's really unique, but it's really cool. From Team Rocket Returns in 2004. This is illustrated by Kazuki and last sold for £19.33. Then we have Sudowoodo, and I actually do really like Sudowoodo as a Pokemon. I think he's cool. Obviously, it's Mystic 7, Mystic Rip's favorite. I don't know which which one you watch of him, or Brandon Martin, whatever account you watch of him, it's his favourite Pokemon. So I'm sure there's a bit of bias there, that's why I like him. But this has got to be one of my favourite illustration rares. It's so cool. It's just a really cool idea to do it and everything. So it's from Paldea Evolved in 2023. Illustrated by Sator and Last Soul for £15. Then we have Politoed, and honestly, I love this card. He looked really cute. The holo is really cool on this one. I just think that it's all round a really, really nice card, and I really, really would like it someday. But it's from Legends Awakened in 2008. This is illustrated by Fukuda, and Last Soul was just £6. £6 for this beautiful holo. Then we move on to Hoppip, and it's another line that I actually really like, to be fair. And this one came from Heart Gold Soul Silver in 2010. Illustrated by Sui, and last sold on this one was £1. Then we have Skip Plume, which, I mean, it's kind of like, it's definitely my least favourite of the line. I know I just said I like the line. I'm not really a big Skip Plume fan because, I don't know, the ears look a bit flappy. It's a bit Dumbo-y, isn't it? I don't know. So there wasn't many cards that I really liked of it, but I ended up going with this one here, which I'm not really a huge fan of, but there wasn't, I don't know, nothing really grabbed me. But this came from Neo Revelation in 2001. Illustrated by Arita, and last sold for just £1. Then we have Jumpluff, which I love Jumpluff. Great Pokemon, absolutely love it. Wouldn't like it in real life, mind. Hay Fever would not agree with me, but came out in 2001 with Neo Revelation as well. This is illustrated by Himeno, and last sold for £20 and 65 pence. Then we're moving on to my brother's favourite Pokemon. We have Apom here, which I knew, I didn't even need to look at the Apom cards, because I was like, as soon as that name popped up, I was like, I know exactly what card I'm picking. And it is this beautiful illustration rare from Paradox Rift in 2023. I don't know if it's the only one, but I feel like this might be the only one that is the only Yukimori illustration rare, which is really, really cool. But it's just so cool. It's such a cool card. Absolutely love this one. I do have this in my personal collection, in Japanese mind, but I do have it in my personal collection, and it was last sold for £8. Look at this, we've got 2 in a row going now. We've got a beautiful little Sunkern card here. Really, really nice one from Heart Gold Soul Silver in 2010. Of course, we know the drill. Yukimori artwork right here. I love it. He just looks so content. Like, look at his little smile. He looks so content. But it was only £1. So, you know, you could have a content little guy for £1. Now, it wouldn't be a Pokelane video if I did not somehow slip in the words Twilight Masquerade in here somewhere. So, I managed to do it by picking this beautiful Sunflora illustration rare, obviously coming out in 2024. Illustrated by Komatsu, and last sold for £8. Now, as we know, not a big bug Yali, so Yanma is not one of my beloveds, but this card, absolutely love, really, really love this illustration rare, and it's from Heatwave Arena in 2025. Illustrated by Ozaki, and last sold for just £4. Then we have Wooper, and again, a lot of really, really cute Wooper cards, but I thought this was really cute. It's just, he's chilling out, but it's from Ancient Origins in 2015. Illustrated by Kazuki, and last sold for £1. Then we have Quagsire, and guess what? There definitely wasn't this many of them in the Gen 1 list, but we have this lovely one here from Neo Revelation in 2001. Of course, illustrated by Yukimori, and last sold on this one was £4. Now we're coming on to 2 that were very, very difficult to pick. Obviously, the 2 brand new evolutions of the generation, starting off firstly with Espeon, and I was this close to picking the one from, of course, Prismatic Evolutions, because I do love like the Crystal Cave sort of like, it's such a nice card. Honestly, it's such a nice card. Like, I'm not a huge Espeon fan out of the evolutions in general, but that card is one of my favorite ones from Prismatic. It's so nice. But I did end up going with this one here from Dark Espeon from, I lost my train of thought then, Newer Destiny in 2002. Illustrated by Nishida, and last sold for £156. I think the reason this one topped it is just because it's like the holo effect, and the it just shows off the Pokemon really well. Like, I feel like sometimes, like I said at the start or whenever it was, that some cards I just need that for, but this one in particular is really, really lovely. Then we have Mr. Umbreon, which was very, very hard to pick between, because there are some very cool cards, very, very nice ones. and obviously the Umbreon and then Umbreon 2.0. They're all amazing cards, but I did not end up going for any modern cards like that. I ended up going for this one here from VS Series in 2001. I just think it is the most adorable card of Umbreon. Like, he's like curled up in a little ball, and he's like all of his it's like glowing as well, and it's just like with the holo effect in. It just looks so good. I absolutely love it. However, the price point may be a little bit of a stumbling block if I ever want to have it one day, because it was illustrated by Kusajima, but last sold in it was £326, so not a cheap one there. Then we have Murkrow, and there wasn't many Murkrow cards that I really liked, to be fair. This one was kind of like, again, like I said, sometimes like this, like a story coming with it sort of thing, and this one you can kind of tell a little bit of a story background to it. But this is from Battle Styles in 2021. Illustrated by Kusube and last sold for £1. Then we have Slowking, which again, there wasn't many cards that I was like overly like oh yay about. I mean, because I'm not as huge on Slowking. I prefer Slowbro, to be fair. But this one I absolutely love. This one's really cool, from Undaunted in 2010. Illustrated by Hotta, and last sold on this one was just £21, so not too bad. Then we have Mischievous, and again, it was actually quite hard to pick this one, but I did end up throwing it all the way back to Neo Revelation in 2001. Illustrated by Mr. Ken Sugimori himself, and last sold for £16. And then we come on to the last one of part 1 of the video. We're coming on to Unown, which was very long to look for, because boy, I did not realize how many Unown cards there were. There is like one for every single letter and multiple for certain letters. And wow, was there a lot to try and pick between. But I did end up going with this one here, but purely because of the holo. I feel like the holo is really cool. The way it's like kind of like cracking through and everything like that. Really cool card from Unseen Forces in 2005. Illustrated by Yoshikawa, and last sold for £19. That is going to be the end of part 1 of me going through every single Generation 2 Pokemon and picking my favourite card of each of them. I hope you did enjoy this part. Make sure to definitely stay tuned for part 2, because that will be coming up very soon. Let me know in the comments down below what your takes were of my video, if you agree with any of them, or if you think, oh my god, you've missed one, there's such an obvious one. Let me know in the comments down below, because I'd love to hear your guys' opinions. And make sure to like, subscribe, share around, all that good stuff. Thank you so much to PokeSwamper and TechPunk Ash for being Greatest Lab tier members of my YouTube channel. And if you fancy signing up today to be part of my growing community, then make sure to check out the details down below, because we'd love to have some more people joining the community. It's definitely growing and it's so lovely. So make sure to check out the details. But for now, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!